I don't have good social media game, but I try my hardest. Yeah, I've been working a long, long time on my rap and on my music. It's been coming since 2016 that I've actually been working performances actually with my rap, and then now in 2021, I'm actually doing my own shows. I'm actually hosting and promoting shows now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my foot into the game here in Albuquerque, so and a little bit how serious I am about the whole
And that matches the name though, Ciryus.
thing. Hey, I when I try to put my mind to something, I try to do it 100% because if you're only doing it, there's no point to doing it. It's just a hobby.
That is serious, to be honest. Right here, joining me directly right here on the spotlight is Ciryus. Right here on Masterclass Radio, and I'm Stephen Bomi. I like what you said earlier about, there is not a lot of social media game. What has changed though? What persona did social media change?
It brought more of a persona that, of course, back in the 80s and the 90s, there was magazines, there's posters. They kind of gave more of the raw side of what artists were because
Yeah.
you didn't have to really wait each post or each minute to see what the artist is doing. You had to wait maybe each project, each album, each couple months to see what that artist was doing. Now with this, it's kind of more you got to keep up and try to impress everybody, no matter what you are or how you are.
Yeah.
Um, I know a lot of people who I respect in the game. They really put in a lot of mad work,
Yeah.
and I know a lot of people who talk about that life but never really have ever set foot in that life. It's just because social media savvy makes you gotta show out to be the
Yeah.
top dog, that bigger person, the head honcho on the street. You
Yeah,
know?
and you got to be posting a lot. You got to be relevant. You're going to be frequent. At the same time, you got to be up to date, like staying up to date. To me, I see it as a more challenging era, whereby
And what's crazy about the whole social media thing too is that you know it's changing up how people distribute music. So
yeah,
you would have to go into a label, you would have to connect and do the artist networking and do all this and that. And now it's kind of some people have that social media game.
yeah,
You're famous on YouTube, and hey, you can get famous like Justin Bieber. Like no diss to him. I'm just saying like that's how
yeah,
like the new era of this music is. It's like it's not selling CDs out the back of your trunk
yeah,
anymore or trying to sell $3 for a CD. You can actually, hey, send it to somebody, send it all over the world in just a click.
yeah.
And I think that's kind of I love this era, but I hate this era at the same time.
Yes, and that's true though. Like if I'm to make a decision or make a choice between the past and what we have right now, I love right now. I think things are more easy. The more easy it looks, it gets more complicated. Right there, serious. Thank you for joining me right here. One thing that connects me and you was your music. I'm a fan of I like two things about music. One of them is genuinity, and the second one is listenability. Can I listen to this? At the same time, do they really have the originality in it? And so far, so good. Your fans call the shot. You were voted for being the artist of the month for August. So congratulations in person.
Thank you for the opportunity because when I heard about this and I was really stoked about this, I had
Yeah,
everybody that I knew boosted, promoted it because I was trying to set my game up this year. And I feel like the more that I've been doing this,
yeah,
God's been blessing me. You guys have blessed me with titles. It's and just an honor to be here
yeah,
at this moment. Like it's unbelievable to actually say like I would have never thought of you doing a radio interview
yeah.
from in Canada.
But with a strong foundation, you have your fan, your base, and people that enthusiastically they voted for you to become the artist of the month for August. To me, I was like, that is impressive, though. Tell me how you were able to use your music to communicate with your fan base.
Well, again, it comes back to my knowledge of who I am and the stuff that I've been through. I haven't been to a lot of through a lot of you know I've been through a lot without showing people I've been through a lot. And the best way I can do it is through my music.
Yeah,
One thing that I've noticed about my music is I'm able to connect more on my human level with people instead of it being more of what can he offer, what can he impress me on, or like I really do appreciate you saying that with my creativity and my listening ability as far as people listening. I pride myself. try to make it more, try to put in more syllables, more word plays, more styles that kind of praise my poetic side.
Yeah.
You know, and I've gotten so much into my figurative language side that I've gotten more into learning more uh, rhyme schemes, like I said, patterns, similes, metaphors, so that way I can boost my status of my music just a little bit more. And I've noticed the people like me, as far as who I can connect with, I don't have to be gangster, I don't have to be a doctor, I don't have to be I'm literally just as genuine as I can.
You are more into those Marvel, Alien, a little bit of that Tech Nine ish type of. I don't want to use demonic, but I know those Alien. Could you tell me more about that?
So a little bit more about my theatrical side of the serious side
Yeah,
is I love to give a show.
yeah,
So I always grew up, watching rock stars like Twisted Sister, Slipknot, and even Korn. People like that inspired me at going like Tech Nine, ICP. They've always presented a show. They always presented some kind of theatrics that gave people more enjoyment than just seeing someone on stage. Much love to Jay-Z, much love to Nas, much love to all them, but they're more of that era where they kind of have a lot of stage presence with a lot of settings
okay,
instead of, and they just walk across the stage. That's what built up to me being like, hey, I seen a lot like Alice Cooper, War, Slipknot do a lot of these creative theatrical
yeah,
shows that actually bring in more of not just like the crowd you're looking for, like rap, but sometimes rock, sometimes of the goths,
yeah,
sometimes like that. And you know, and it's funny that people say that, has more of that like ghoulish, devilish, demonic. I know you're not trying to say that, but
Alien.
I do it
Yeah,
for a reason because, you know, in all of us, we all have angels and demons. We're all angelic.
yeah,
We can choose from right, we can choose from wrong, but it depends on where we go and how we learn from those mistakes. I've made mistakes myself, but that face paint shows that you're ready for war.
yeah,
We're all angelic. So just because I'm kind of looking this image, don't take my image for who I really am. Like,
yeah,
it's more of again, my war paint to show we're ready and there's angels and demons in this war,
yeah.
but how are you going to come against it? um, I like to call myself like the general. I'm the head honcho. I'm the alpha apex alpha primate of the label because I like to take charge and show people, hey, again, from my bringing, from my downrise and all my up and goings, I was able to get to where I am today
Yeah.
by dedication, by hard work, and all this and that. No matter what pushed me down, what made me slide down, what made me want to hurt myself, what made me want to be upset with others, like there's ways to kind of show in your music more theatrics
Yeah.
than just uh, your presence. Like sooner or later, I want to do what Alice Cooper did, where he had like magic shows and cutting heads off on stage stuff. You know what I mean? Like I
Oh,
want to get more
I would love
theatrical.
to see that. To me, I like the dramatic settings you have, especially creating that stage presence, as making yourself a little bit different. I see Tech Nine. Tech Nine does that too. But most of all, you see it in things like heavy rock, heavy metal. You see those rock stars. They come with those masks and all those face paints. Try to be more artistic. To me, that was actually the theater of music, like having that stage presence as realistic as you can. Though, how much time do you spend on costumes?
Um, wow, that's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually spend a good amount on when I do my music and when I do my face paint. It takes me at least an hour and a half to do my face paint because I do the whole head,
Yeah,
and then it probably takes another 15, 20, 30 minutes just to make sure everything's detailed, because I like to make sure I go back and make sure that the angles are sharp and all this and that. And it does take a while. Like if I had my own team to do it, I would totally be down. But just like
and you have to pay for
Tech
that.
Nine and all of them, they do it themselves. Get more of their own creativity and
Yeah.
how they
Oh,
want it to make it look.
yeah. Yeah.
Like I've changed my face paint from like the Punisher, like I've done to my
Yeah.
gorilla face. I've done a pumpkin
Have you
face, and
done the
I've even done
Joker?
Deadpool.
Have you done the Joker yet? Have you done the Joker?
Have I done? Yes, I've done the Joker as well too. There was a guy called Rick Back, and he's from New York. He had a show in New Mexico, and called Gotham City Boys.
Hmm.
So since it's Gotham City Boys like
Yeah.
Batman, I came dressed.
What makes your music different from others?
As a young artist back in high school and
Yeah.
middle school, I developed more of a underground switch word rhyme play, making sure I have punchlines that make people get kind of cringe face and be like, that guy really just say
Did
that?
you just say
You know what I
that?
mean? Like, I'm not afraid to come and say something a little bit more raw
Yeah.
and have people be like, wait, rewind that. You know, wait, did he really just say that?
Yeah.
Like, one of my favorite verses that I have in an upcoming song that I have is I put my heart and my soul in my music, and I didn't even have to call up Satan. And
Yeah.
and that's when it's one of those things that people talk about, like,
Yeah.
again, the face paint. And I like to mention too, like, the F Illuminati, F the Masons and stuff like that, because they have a lot of this Illuminati political drive on a lot of the artists
Yeah.
and the whole multimedia social media game. We
Yeah.
all know about the Illuminati
Yeah.
kind of style, but that's where I feel like I can bring more of a presence when I talk about creepy stuff, talk about hard hitting ideas,
Yeah.
stuff in the news, and being able to put it into a verse that people are like, wait, there's only a few people talking about this. Like,
Yeah.
Tom McDonald is a very good person who's very conscious on a lot of new and up to date stuff. Just like Joyner Lucas,
Yeah.
one of my other favorite artists who have a lot of political thoughts and views, but
Yeah.
you know, they pushed it to where they thought they were going to get shunned
Yeah.
and banned for saying all this stuff,
Yeah.
but instead it actually made them improve and
More of like
open
that.
up people's minds, and
More of
that's
that
where I feel like I
activism, right?
belong, is that conscious world of
Yeah.
rap.
That activist type of rap. That when you look at what we have right now, would you say a lot of these rappers ain't serious?
Yes and no, and that's kind of a good question.
So let's go with the yes first.
I'll say yes, just because I've seen a lot of people like you know Little Yachty and Little Uzi Vert who kind of threw away the essence of hip hop. They kind of are not hip hop, in my opinion. And if there's people who don't like that, that's totally fine. That's just my opinion. But I see them freestyle. They kind of don't freestyle. They don't like try or even try to show that hip hop. Someone throws you a beat, no matter what it is, show you they want to come against you. That battle. It turns into you gotta shoot, got
Yeah.
to have the better rhymes. That's how it used to be back in the day, like
Yeah.
Ether from Jay Z,
Yeah.
or Ether from Nas.
Yeah.
Real good battle and real good
Yeah.
beats going on. It's not like that no more. Like, you can't say something without someone.
Right there.
So what I was saying is, like, nowadays you can't say something without someone being either politically hurt,
Yeah.
socially upset, or
Or you get canceled.
there's now a bar
Yeah.
where there never used to be a bar.
Yeah,
If that makes
there's the
sense.
cancellation right now where you say that if they post anything, you get cancelled so easily. It's a cancelled culture we are in right
True.
now by big tech. If we look at so many other aspects of music, which is, you hear that a lot. I hear that a lot. I do this for the love. I do this for the love. I do this for the culture. I do this for that. I do this for that. What did you do this for?
I did this to get myself out of the world I was stuck in.
And by that I mean, I was, again, as a little kid, alone, and never thought I would be able to express myself to be, a functioning person in society without my anger. Like, my music drives me to kind of keep me going, keep me alive. And it's weird to say because I've tried not to do music, and I've broken down trying not to do music, like, it drives me to be a better me, to prove to myself that, hey,
Yeah.
There's people out there who can achieve a dream. You're achieving your dream little by little, no matter the baby steps, no matter how hard you fall in, you still wipe your knees up and be like, hey, I can still be me without selling out.
Yeah.
Of course, there's wanted to make it a full-time career, because I would love to make music a full-time career where I can just go state to state, city to city, country to country, like I see like Hobson do,
Yeah.
Tech Nine, a lot of these people who roam around and make it a living and actually, wake up to do music, wake up to go perform. And that's something I would love to do,
Yeah.
because I do it now.
Yeah.
I do a lot of work to do it, but I would love to make that my main focus, and just to achieve that American dream of being that broken boy who felt
Yeah.
alone and was able to actually show story.
Yeah.
And just like anybody else who tried to doubt him, don't be doubted, because you yourself can achieve that story.
Yeah.
If
So
that makes sense. It's hard to explain from the inside out.
yeah. So do you think that is obsolete right now? I do this for the love. You hear that? I do this for the love. I'm doing this for the love. Do you think that is like that is old school right now? It's for the money. Have you ever thought of making money with your music?
Yes, money comes along with it.
It comes along with it.
I don't I don't really care about
the I don't really care about the money itself. I want to just be able to be content with myself, make it a career to where I can just pay for bills, not buy a mansion, not buy this and that, but still live in my two-bedroom house, my nice house with my wife, my fiance right now. And I just want to be content with myself as an artist too, just like Joe Budden.
Yeah.
One of my favorite quotes that he said too, when Eminem dissed him, he didn't have to come back and try to fight him or try to prove that, oh, my career is down the drain now. Joe Budden is content with himself. He has his fan base. He has his music. He's not an A-list celebrity. He's not famous. He's not a big old movie star. But you know what?
Yeah.
People know him, and people know how he is, and he's always just himself. And that's where I see myself being one day, is just being content with my music, still being able to be myself without being this star or trying to buy cars, women, houses, all this and that. Like, I want to be honestly like Keanu Reeves,
Yeah.
where you're still gonna find him on the bus, you're still gonna find him walking, you're still gonna find him, doing some
Damn,
local
if I find
stuff
a
that
little
you
baby
wouldn't
on the
expect
street,
a
if I
star or a hip hop artist to do.
if I, if I find little baby on the street, basically I'm just gonna follow. If it wasn't for the money, though, let's leave this whole narrative about I do this for the love, I do this for the culture. No, I don't do this for the love. I do it because I love what I do. I'm passionate about what I do. At the same times, do I really earn anything from it? The bottom line is all about making money with what you do. And so many artists get frustrated, especially
yeah.
when they're not making that money. I've read tweets, texts, blogs, frustrative stories about how I've put a lot of advertisement, promotions, still I don't make anything out of it. And I'm like, well, I wish your music is more like if your music is more like a commodity, people gonna buy it. Music to me is just in the airwave. People get caught up. Most of the music I learned growing up, I didn't buy the CDs. I didn't know the artist. I heard hearsay. I just heard people whistling. It's played over and over in the bars or in a salon, barber shop, things like that. And we just cut it. It's airwave. Music is not just a tangible object that you just sell this CD. Okay, they don't sell CDs anymore. You just don't sell music. Music is on what you talked about earlier, the stage, creating that entertainment for people to actually love sitting down, watching you, listening to you, and be glad they paid to watch you. That is where the stage and the money comes right on. But nevertheless, when I look at career path, what is one advice you're going to give to a lot of artists that basically put their whole heart and soul in making money and felt that it's not worth it?
That's a real good thing.
I would honestly say, even though it does cost money to do something, people want to get the money back or however, don't look at it that way. like you're saying, people forget about the passion, forget about the art, and get really frustrated about not getting back what they deserve. I've been there. You know what I mean? Like, again, I've thought about quitting music, and that's when I thought about that, thinking about, wow, how come no one's listening? How come I don't get what I deserve? But then when I stopped doing music, it broke me down so bad because I realized, hey, it's not just a hobby. It's something that built and drove me at such a young age that it's now my foundation. It's something that's just in me. Like, I think rhymes, I think about music. When I hear beats, and even if it's country beats or whatever, I want to do a freestyle and do something to it, or it comes up with an idea or a rhythm. Like, for me now, music is my blood. And for those who feel like, hey, I'm not getting what I deserve,
Yeah.
you will get there. It's it takes years. It's taken me almost 10 years, almost 19 years to build my music, 15 years to understand my music, another 7 to create the persona, and another 3 to build the dream. You know what I mean? So it's gonna take effort, it's gonna take dedication, but the more you put into it, you're gonna realize, hey, there's something coming out of this, even if it is cents, even if it's a couple bucks.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel achievement by being like, hey, I made 30 cents off of YouTube because people are listening. Hey, I made 20 cents, For me, that's an achievement because it's not about the money, it's just people being able to hear, like, hey, there's now people listening.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
now
People
growing and
listening.
people can understand me now.
Yeah.
Don't give up, you artists. You guys have a lot of talent, and there's a lot of twists and turns, but the more you push, the more you understand yourself,
Yeah.
that's where you're going to be coming up with the best and the amazing music you ever done ever in your life.
Wow. Thank you. Your track right here, I didn't know. I didn't know. Definitely, I didn't know it was serious for real. But tell me about this track. Who produced this track?
This track is produced by D Artist. He's a good artist.
Um, he's a very good producer. He's worked with a lot of artists that I've seen and on YouTube and stuff like that. That I'm like, oh man, like I didn't realize we were connecting with the same producer.
Yeah.
Um, he's a real good artist. I love the fact that he can bring a lot of old school style
Who
music
was that?
and bring it with the trap rhythm.
Who who was
He
that?
was able to bring the Godfather's uh, intro kind of style, but turned it into a beat, slowed it down to where it can kind of compose itself
Yeah.
into a whole new story than just the Godfather. Now it's a whole new story about this Godfather, hopefully.
Yeah.
But the mixing, I did the mixing myself for the vocals,
Yeah.
and then I sent it to my friend uh, David. David Lucetto, but he goes by Matic Innovation. He's a very, very good producer and a studio artist himself. He's done Grammy Award winning songs that people hear in New Mexico. He's actually sold a lot of well known beats to a lot of well known artists who are getting bigger day by day, hour by hour.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm really proudful to say that when I'm trying to learn more of my mixing, the words and everything's on me. The way that I wanted to make it sound, how I structured it with the echoes was on me. And I do appreciate even the other artists like D Artist and Matic for helping me achieve that because I feel like the mixture of 3 great minds were able to kind of listen and be like, hey, this is what can be on it. This is how we can approach it. And this is how we can, you know,
Yeah, make it bigger.
make it a best master it can be.
Perfect. So, who did you say was the producer, please?
Say that again.
Who was the producer of the beat?
D Artist.
The artist. Wow, wow. That is great though. Like I like the beat. You are into that inspirational rap and a more narrative rap. Do you plan on switching a little bit of that twist to what we have today? Make it a little bit of Roddy Rich, a little Duck, a little Baby, and a little bit of that Tech Nine to it. Or J. Cole to it too.
Yes, I do. I have a lot more music in the vault that I haven't put out yet.
And the reason I haven't put those songs out yet is because there's a story I'm trying to show about, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, the dualities kind of style. And You can hear me say too, like, I'm a Gemini, two F's, I'll never give a hoe. There's always,
Yeah,
two sides to everybody, even though people don't like to say it.
yeah,
I do appreciate you saying that I have a different creativity on how I say things, because I feel like the next step in my music career is to actually bring more of this consciousness J. Cole kind of style, because I've always said too, like, people at the beginning want to hear what they want to hear.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
Just
I've
tell.
done that music back in high school. I've done that music when I try to prove myself to somebody.
Yeah,
But once I found myself, I was able to kind of come out with this music and evolve myself, not just as an artist,
yeah,
but my persona
yeah,
as well. I evolved as a man.
yeah,
So I really do feel like there is going to be more of a consciousness, kind of like you said, Tech Nine, and all the people you did mention actually are who inspire me a lot now, because I've seen them go from 1999, like
yeah,
Ice Cube, from NWA, all the way until the 2020s, and it's like, wow, these artists have something that, you know,
yeah,
they evolved. Michael Jackson didn't just stay doing Jackson 5. He had to break off and evolve. You have to evolve, and I do see some more stuff coming, and I have a lot more in the vault that I hope that the people do like, because
yeah,
it's going to be more consciousness. It's going
yeah.
to be more duality style, and it's
Mm,
going to be more never party style.
yeah,
But I do have a couple uh, laid back tracks that link back to each other for a reason. So
yeah.
there's a lot of like intertwining that
Mm,
I'm trying to do with this next one. So
so
more elaborate for sure.
you're gonna try to make it. So you are gonna try to make it more 2021 or 2020 style. Anyway, serious. I want to thank you for coming on the show today. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Time is not on my side. Please give me 3 updates. What is next to come from Serious, please?
So the next thing to come,
For me, I actually do have a show right now coming up that, again, I'm hosting and performing on October 23rd
Yeah,
in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm bringing out a very other well-known artist from St. Louis called Zeus Rebel Waters. I hope you guys can go and check him out, as well as go and check out the page and show some love for all the artists here in New Mexico who are trying to achieve their dream as well, because I just want to be blessed to also bless others
yeah,
so that they can achieve their dreams too and get their startups somewhere somehow. And I would love to be part of, the come up story that someone's like, hey, my boy Ciryus helped me get on,
yeah.
Also, there's going to be more projects. We have more music videos coming up. We're going to do one for our Sunday Bumpin'. We just did the music video, but we're going to drop the single track soon. We also do have a couple of songs coming up with Rick Ross for a feature. We got this feature because we happened to perform with Diamond at uh, what is it called? I forgot. I'm so nervous that I forgot.
Yeah.
Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So
Okay.
it's Diamond from Love and Hip Hop. She had a performance, and we were able to perform with her, open up for her, which got us a feature with Rick Ross. So
Whoa.
there's that coming soon.
Big deal. Listen, I won't want to be the first to listen to even the unmastered version if it's out yet. Okay. Soon as that drops, please let me know. Now, social media is the only connection between us and you and your fans. Where can they find you on social media, please?
you can find me in iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, SoundCloud, but I prefer Pandora the most because that also helps not just algorithms,
Yeah.
takes you throughout the United States.
Yeah.
They'll
Is
split you into other people's sound like that
what
helps you in another sound.
what of
You
people
can
that
also
what of people that want to connect with you socially, like write to you, follow you and all those other places like TikTok, Facebook, IG, Twitter.
Yeah, so my Twitter, you can find me at Ciryus underscore SBR underscore 777. But my more easier ones, Instagram, Eddie underscore Ciryus.
Yeah.
At my Facebook, it'll be Ciryus 777. And then if you want to go follow me and link with me personally,
Yeah.
you can go to my webpage at Ciryus the Modern Marvel /bandzoogle.com and /home, and you can actually DM me and ask me more questions personally if you want to actually get personal messages from me and not through an email or automated kind of style.
Yeah.
I love to connect with my fans and the family. So if there's anything you guys want to ask or try to connect with me, make a track with me,
Yeah.
other artists who want to connect and collab on
Collabs,
something,
yeah.
I am all ears. I love working with others. So if you want to, I'm always open.
Okay, perfect. I like that. Thank you for bringing that up. I really appreciate you sharing that with me. I believe a lot of people, a lot of your fans will be excited, and people that want to really work with you, collab with you, they'll be really hoping to see that you are more. Are you a team player though? You're a team player, right?
Yes,
The
of course.
Spotlight. Hear directly from your favorite artists in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and across the world. The Spotlight on 85.5 Masterclass Radio. Available on TuneIn. The Spotlight. We talk reality.